Hey guys, welcome back to a new video of Blackmire. Today, we are gonna build the manor that's gonna rule the top of the mountain here. I was struggling a lot with this build because since I have this super small space to build it on, I wasn't really entirely sure which way to go with this. And also I said in the last video that I couldn't really make it some sort of a manor you walk inside of, but instead the path's gonna take you just through it and then up to the final level on the mountain here. So I kind of tried to make it feel like you can still walk in, but you actually just go on to the level below you. But it kind of works. It goes super nice. And then I also kind of don't need to build interior that much inside here. So maybe here on the first floor of the manor I will. But for now it's just gonna be this super detailed building I'm gonna make here. I think guys that this might be my best building wise in Blackmire so far. And I really feel like it's good that it is that, because since it is the manor, it has to stand out. It has to look like something, you know, like here this is the big guy living up here. So that was my go-to plan at first, and then I just kind of tried to filling a little bit around. First of all, I tried to enclosure the path, so I built kind of the manor to the pathing, so I wouldn't have any clipping, or so the manor fitted with where the people were walking. And I will also make some floor and ceiling and so on the inside, but for now it's just the exterior we're gonna focus on. And I actually didn't have any plan other than I wanted it to look some sort of unique and I don't know, I just wanted it to stand out, as I said, and not look so much as the other buildings. So I used a lot of the Victorian facades, and then I made my own here, as you can see, with the Victorian door, I think it's called. And I have really become super happy for these doors here. The doors they gave us, like, they're basically also used for so much else. It's off grid, so you can basically do whatever you want with them. If you just can hide the doorknob on them, then you're actually quite good to go, and you can use them as windows and don't need to trim them yourself. And also I'm really finding them useful on these sort of builds. As I said, I just went in actually and just started adding layer on layer, and kind of like made it look a little bit wicked in that way that it's not a straight building. It's kind of like has these sort of different angles and levels, and the more detailing I will add on, the more you can see it. And I gotta say, after it's finished, it looks so cool to have it on the top of the mountain. And since I already used the dome, like the I don't know, it sort of goes well with this sort of builds, steampunk wise. But since I used it already, I kind of thought that I could use it here on the manor too. Just kind of like make it a little bit different color, so it also feels like that this is something exclusive or something like that is up here on the top. I just didn't want it to end it up, as you can see some of it has, with some flat roof. I wanted it to have some sort of a unique ending on the top here, and the dome here kind of does the job. I could have made my own, but I was so much into just have it like this, and just trying to just figure out how this build was gonna take me. And I know it's not super like, it's not the perfect circle, but as I said, I did it I scaled it after the path, so that's why it is a little bit crooked. But nonetheless, I did try, or I managed to make it look proper and not super weird in that way. um, I actually didn't have any reference pictures on this. I actually just went with it and kind of just. I sort of had an idea on how I wanted it. I actually wanted it a little bit of a telescope too here, but I thought since I already had the observatory down below, it would be a little bit too much. And I was actually not quite sure if this roof here would work, but since I don't even think or maybe I've used it a few places in the park, not a lot, but I thought that was the kind of opportunity I had to kind of like make a decent manor roof, and even though the building is a little bit like circle, have a half circle in each end here, as you see, where I struggled a little bit with putting on this roof here, but it does look, some places looks a little bit weird and all, but you know, as soon as the detailing gets add on, it's gonna look super different. I wanted to build some sort of so when you were on the top here, that you will actually be able to get down to. So what I'm doing also is that on each side of this, I'm making some sort of a little custom-made scaffolding stairway or exit, or how do you say, that kind of like goes down to the lower grounds. And it really does something. We will see it at some point here where you will check it out. And here I'm struggling a little bit with adding something on the roof here for this little building. I will add something later on, but I was struggling a little bit with it. It wasn't so easy for me because I made the roof go out a little bit from the building, so whatever I put up there kind of like was gonna clip through the wall, so I had to improvise. But you will see that later on as well, what I'm gonna do. Here I'm just trying to figure out what I was gonna do with this floor here, because as I said, I just went in and kind of just built it a little bit wacky and a little bit different angles, and in the end it kind of worked well together nevertheless. I'm super stoked about the end result, and as I say, I feel like it's one of my best buildings here in Blackmire so far. And it's just a nice way to end off the mountain. Of course, there's the the entire mountain on the other side still needs a lot of love. If I make some nice decent buildings there that I feel like is worth of recording, and it's not just me duplicating a few buildings here and there, then of course I'll record it and share it. But if it's only just me adding some detail and all, then I'll probably just gonna do that where I just fiddle a little bit around and all. So but yeah, I'm super happy about how this looks, and also I finally got to see Mortal Engines, and I have to say though, man, I mean, I haven't read the book or anything, or books. I don't know how many there's been written of them, but I wasn't actually quite entertained. I don't get why so many people had so much. There was a lot of people. What I heard that a lot of people dislike it. Story-wise, was maybe not that good, but I was super entertained, and my God, it gave me so much inspiration for Blackmire, which you will see later on. I have some already, so a few more pre-recorded videos of Blackmire coming, so I'm a little bit in front now, guys, which is so cool, and I can't wait to show you guys what else I have been doing. But yeah, that was just a little thing. I mean, it was so cool, and there's definitely some stuff that I will try to make in the park, or maybe even in a new project. I really love that airship city, Airhaven I think it was called. Would be so freaking amazing to make in this game. Difficult, but it would be so amazing. So yeah, but that's for anything. That was just me, guys, coming with a little bit of my own opinion for the movie, because I heard a lot of you say in the comments below that this kind of reminded you guys of Mortal Engines, and I was aware that it was a driving city, but not how it was made and all that. And I can kind of see the resemblance that it's kind of based on this, and it goes and it starts very wide and then it becomes smaller and smaller, and yeah, in the top, and I can see the resemblance on that, but it's definitely made me a lot more inspiration. So yeah, that's definitely something I will take with me in Blackmire for sure. But yeah, that was just a little thing. What I'm doing here, guys, also is that first of all, I kind of wanted the people to get up here. So there will not be a shop up here because since the path goes right below the ground floor here where you saw me put the Victorian tile, so it's impossible. But maybe a vending machine can be placed here. But for now, what you will see me place at some point is a bench, because then I can possibly put up a vista point up here, and also something for people to sit on. And it kind of feels like there's something living here at the manor when you come from the little gateway up to this stuff here. So yeah, I'm super happy on how this went on. I mean, I just went straight in and just added piece by piece, and all of a sudden I had an amazing building. I was a little bit what is the word? I can't remember the word. Never mind. But I did struggle a lot by what I was gonna do on the top floor. You see me place a few chimneys here and there, but I wasn't quite sure if what I was gonna make it, because I always felt like that maybe I should give the manor its own airship station, or how do you say it? Just a little thing where there can be this little cool airship that can be there, which is kind of like the mayor of Blackmire's little private thing. Of course, we have the Majesty, but that's like for the big royalties. But yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna add a lot of rotating wheels on this and a lot of steampunk stuff, then pipes. I do add a little bit of few ones, but that's mainly just to give it some sort of I've seen it of so many steampunk manors and mansions have this sort of little, it's like a globe thing on the top of the roof, something like that, where it turns around and such. Since we don't have that function or mechanic in game, I kind of just took the two rotating wheels and just rotate them so they were like going in circles with each other, and that kind of gave it that illusion of that there was something rotating on the top of the roof. You will see it here in a sec in the video, where I'm kind of trying to figure out a way to make it work like that, because I do end up adding a little bit of few stuff on the top here, which definitely does the job. You see here, after I added this one, I kind of thought that the roof on it was kind of plain, and that's where I kind of like got the idea of making that sort of mechanical little steampunk thing. I don't know what we can call it. I don't know what they call it, but I really thought that it was super cool to have it up there. It gave it such a nice look and a steampunk vibe, and yeah, I'm super happy that I end up doing it like this, because it really makes it pop up a lot more with this little thing on the right here. So yeah, super happy that I got that idea, because you've seen it on a few buildings before in steampunk where they have this sort of little mechanical thing, but it's so difficult to do that in this game, since we only have the freaking rotating wheels basically. But yeah, nevertheless, I'm super happy about how it ended up looking, and it does the job, which is important. But yeah, I do end up adding a little bit of more scaffolding on the other side too, which goes all the way down to the second level, like below the manor. So there's a little bit of fire escapes and all that stuff from a little bit of everywhere you go here. You see it here where I'm kind of trying to just duplicating it and kind of move it over to this side where I kind of felt like I needed something too on this side, because it just felt too plain for me at this point, and I feel like the building needed that little extra thing on this side too, to make it look more steampunky, because I do not add so many things on the building itself. It's mainly some glass canopies or overhangs or scaffolding, as you see here. I do also end up putting up some flower beds and trying to make it look a little bit pretty and decent too. And I'm just super stoked about this, guys, about this build itself. I'm hope you guys think it's looks super cool up here on the mountain, because compared to that, I didn't really have an idea on how I wanted it to be, and I had this small tiny space. I think it's quite neat how I ended up having it here. And of course, as soon as the other side of the mountain also get filled up with buildings and stuff, entire area all the way around is gonna look super cool. Would have these sort of elevated floors with buildings, and then all the way on the top we got the manor. And I must say, compared to when I started this series, I had all these plans in my head, and I must say I pretty much followed them all so far. And I even added a bunch of new stuff, and I wasn't actually looking quite forward to build this mountain town, because I thought it was gonna be so much work. But you know, when groove strikes you, it's just to welcoming it and just build and build and build. So nevertheless, I'm super stoked about this entire project. I really feel like I've come far in this, and there's still lots more to do. Of course, we still need to make the slums and the sewer dog ride, and yeah. But nevertheless, I can still see that this project is not gonna be something that we're gonna build on for like forever. Like, it's not gonna be a Dania series, because I feel like if I can get all this done in every video and also every time I'm in the park, it goes super fast in here. So I have high expectations to myself, to get this park done in not using too much time on it, and also maybe also my videos focus more on the build itself, and not so it's super like jump back and forth and stuff. But yeah, I mean, nevertheless, progress has been done, and a lot more is to come, and I still can't stop building on this project. So yeah, it's gonna be super good, guys. But before I will talk more, I will play you guys a little track here, and then I will return to the end of the video, guys. So enjoy. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the song. What we're doing here is I'm doing that little flower bed I was talking about, where I'm kind of just trying to shine up the area a little bit, because I really feel like the greenery parts that I place around really, they just do something. We all know that foliage in this game just do something. Um, and also, it doesn't need to be all metal and steam and all that stuff. There can also be a little bit of great looking nature, even though it's in the wasteland. But whatever. um, you also saw me decorate the top a little bit, as I was saying also, and I'm really quite satisfied on the decorations there. It was not too much, not too little, just right there. And when I was gonna try here to do the pathing, yeah, we know the pathing is just annoying in this game. Sometimes you really have to fight the fight with it, but you almost find a solution, but sometimes it's just annoying. You have to go through all that stuff just to get it to move that one a little segment you wanted, but you can't, cause yeah, we all know how it is. But here I'm just detailing, guys. The building itself is basically finished yet. I will not add any more stuff. What we're doing now is mainly is mainly just the decoration part, where I'm kind of just making it look super steampunky, adding those detailing and yeah, connecting all the stuff together. Also adding some lighting on it, which is, I don't know, there will be a little bit of a nighttime, not cinematic, but you will see in the video here a few seconds how it looks. But I don't know, I think it shines a little bit too much. But then again, it would be kind of cool have it shining quite a lot, so you actually see it from the bottom that this monstrosity have some sort of a like, you get curious to see what is going on up there. Why is there so much light and all that? But yeah, nevertheless, here I'm trying to connect the walls with each other here, so they kind of, so you see what I meant by this will not. I will maybe decorate the part you see through the windows, so it's not just blank. But in here I can't not do a lot. I can maybe just do a little bit of trim work and adding maybe some pipes going up the ceiling or something. But as you can see, there's a lot of things poking out and such, and I'm not doing all that stuff in this video because I feel like I couldn't manage to do all this when I was doing it, to be honest. So it became more of a, I was mainly focused on getting the exterior finished, because I was just having this thing in my mind that I really wanted to see how it would look now if I actually finished the mountain with building it, so I couldn't add more to the top, so I only have to focus on the bottom levels now. So I'm happy I did it, and I'm happy that for the turnout. There are of course a little bit of stuff you see here. I had to use some sort of another floor because the Victorian roof is very big. It's on like one grid only, so if I have to move it, it kind of went into the pathing. So I had to improvise and use some other stuff, and I used just the windows, and I turned them around so I get that wall instead of the window texture on it, which I've used a lot of times. Here I'm just decorating the patio of the manor here. I thought that it needed something, and I thought it doesn't only have to be barrels and, you know, pipes and all that stuff. It can also be a little bit of some nice surroundings. So I felt like that it would be okay to have a table with some chairs outside on the patio here. It would feel like someone lives there, or how do you say? I will maybe I will make a fire pit inside, or yeah, you know, like a chimney thing, so you can see it on the outside. Only though when it's dark, of course, you see it. So I don't know, but yeah, that's something I need to try out. But yeah, I'm nevertheless, I know I've said it a few times now, but I compared to I really didn't have any like thing to look at or stuff. I just went with it and kind of just added those pieces as I usually do. I'm super happy for the end result. And you can see here I'm adding the lights here, which I think we're almost at the end on the building part here, because I am doing a little bit of other stuff just below it, because I felt like the area was a little bit empty down at the observatory. But I mainly just make that little sort of a water grid with some pipes under and some mist or some steam coming out of it, which you will see at some point too. I felt like that I needed a little bit of more things on the roof here, so I wasn't entirely sure if those I place here, the chain attachment points, were good enough. But I kind of added them, and after I moved them, I couldn't unsee it. So I felt like that they kind of felt it was okay to have them there. I mean, it didn't look super random, and it goes well with all the metal and all that other stuff that is placed all the way around. Um, but yeah, I hope that I can at some point get some guests walking over here, so I can have like a nice shot and some nice cinematics for you guys at some point, where the city is kind of like super busy with guests coming from everywhere. From like, that'll be super neat. And also, there's still a lot more stuff to add on the other side, as I've said, where I mean the wall actually, like the mountain structure where I want to build on is settled. It's mainly just buildings. Buildings I need to add. And so far I think the only two buildings I've duplicated is like, it's two of them I've duplicated and placed. There's one I've placed a lot of times already, but you really don't see it. It goes well with all the other buildings, and you know, I add some different kind of pipe systems and maybe different color on it, and so it mingles a lot with all the other buildings, so you really don't see the duplicate-ness so much again, which is the plan I'm going for. But still, it's okay to have a few similarities of architecture and buildings, because nevertheless, I mean, where I live there's like tons of the same buildings, so it's mainly a common thing you see, but I still want every kind of building to have some sort of a unique feel to it. So as I say, in this little alley here where they go up, I don't think I will try add stuff, but I don't know if I will do that on camera, because I know it's such a pain working under these small spaces here. I'll also do it in above end, and I don't want to do it too much on this one as well. But what I was doing for it was because I wanted a sewer thing here too, so I had to like cover up the wall for the pathing, so you wouldn't see straight through. So it kind of was hidden, so I could put that black billboard. Yeah, as I did on all the others. You've seen it before. Because I feel like this, as I've said, I'm gonna add some sort of these sewer systems and grid systems, a few places around, so it feels more like natural, and yeah, so it just feels like there's a system in all of this they've built here, and everything. And next episode there's something I'm super excited to show you guys, but I will not say too much. But it's also something to do with sewers and all that stuff. So, but I will have more meaning with it though. As you see, I add the black billboard here, just to close it off, so it feels like there's something going on in there. But we all know that it's mainly just the people walking there that goes up to the first level. I wish though that I could have made it more active, the manor itself, but the way I built it up and such, it was kind of like the only way I could go with it. But as I say, it does look nice up here, and compared to the space I had, I do think I got out of it pretty well. And it's just nice that I can like chill a little bit on the mountainside, because now I basically have the main things that I needed, and I got the like the half side of it where you actually see the entire mountain, what has been built so far. So I think that I might take a step back from the mountain and maybe try do something else. Maybe try connect the big wall. Maybe make a dam. Maybe try go into the little uh, slum area as well, or maybe go back to the mainland and do some more buildings there, make it more compact there as well and such. So there's still a lot of opportunities for me to get back into. Um, and as I said, I have a few pre-recorded videos of Blackmire as well. So there's lots more to come for you guys. So yeah, as you can see, almost at the end here, where I'm doing this little grid as I did on the mainland too. I think it makes quite sense to have it some places up here, because it also gives some sort of a realistic vibe, you know, and also just because I felt like this area was super plain, so I just needed to add some stuff, and it became this grid system with the pipes and the sewer system. So I think it works okay, and of course there's still a few things that I will add and connect, you know, like cables, and I will of course add some more pipes. There's some of the walls still that they're a little bit plain, and they're of course also the right side of the entrance to the manor. Then we're also gonna add a few buildings, but as I said, I'm not quite sure that it's gonna be recorded or not, but we will see. But guys, we have come to an end here. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the manor and on how Blackmire looks so far, guys. I always love to read your comments. And have an awesome day, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the cinematics. Bye, guys.